There's a difference between being pursued and being chosen. And that distinction is probably the single biggest thing dictating the health of your dating life. And if you've ever had a relationship start off extremely electric and exciting and end up with nothing but confusion, this is probably why. Most of us are familiar with pursuit. It's all about acquiring or getting something. Another word commonly associated with this is conquering. Sometimes people are just pursuing validation from another person. Sometimes people are simply after just the feeling of being wanted. And yes, sometimes the goal in pursuit is to get to know someone. But because it's outcome oriented, it can run very easily on projection. A lot of times we move into pursuit without really knowing why or what we're after. We're moving just as much towards the idea of someone or something as we are towards them as a person. On the other hand, there is nothing about being chosen that involves acquisition. It doesn't require a chase or closing a gap because there's no gap there to close. Pursuit can and sometimes does lead to being chosen. But very important distinction to make, it is not the same thing. And not all pursuit leads to that. And I think that's the trap that a lot of us get stuck on. Here are 3 ways that misunderstanding these two things can disrupt your dating life. Mistaking intensity of pursuit for depth of connection. A person who love bombs you makes you feel like a princess. It feels like you're being chosen because the effort is incredibly loud. Especially if you're not used to that, like if you're not used to being pampered or treated like a high value mate, then you're gonna be like, he's in. But again, in so many of these situations, that person is not actually love bombing you. They're after the idea of you that they have in their head. And on the flip side, if you are the pursuer, it can be easy to confuse your anxious pursuit with genuine desire. And I think the danger with this is that you end up chasing something that's not real, and often, without realizing it, contort yourself to fit whatever idea you have in your mind of what they want or what the relationship needs you to be. And so not only are you becoming someone else for a relationship, but you're also not seeing the other person clearly either. Sometimes people also reject being chosen because it doesn't feel like enough. When a person's nervous system is still calibrated to see pursuit as a spark or as like chemistry, it can feel kind of boring to not have that. And as long as you're on the hamster wheel, you're also kind of in control of how much you are letting yourself be seen. As soon as you start to metabolize the differences between these two things, it genuinely will shift not only the way that you look at dating, but also the way that you are able to show up. As a result of that, the kinds of people you attract and the quality of the matches that do enter your life. It's so much harder to get swept away. It's also easier, I think, to keep your options open, even just a little bit. I think the other biggest thing is that you eventually learn self-optimization is never going to get you the love that you're after. It's never going to get you the validation that you want. The people who are wrong for you are simply just not going to fit in your life. That's always going to become exposed at some point in time, no matter what you do. Because you really got nothing to lose. You have to choose yourself. You have to be who you are. And that is also just the epitome of being seen, being chosen. You have to let yourself be seen. You have to be exposed. You have to be real. You have to be vulnerable. You will also start to recognize that just like everything else in life, dating is a journey. And it's not a destination. There's no perfect relationship that's out there that you are trying to get to. At the end of the day, like, it's all just an experience. We're all just alive here today. Enjoy the process. You just take it a little less seriously. There's a little less pressure on any kind of outcome. With everything in life, when you approach things like that, that's how things fall into your lap. And honestly, the idea of being chosen by someone who finds their way to you without you ever forcing it, I mean, to me, that is just, there's nothing better than that. That's the kind of love that I want. So the next time that someone is love bombing you or showing up, ask yourself, how much of myself am I letting be seen in this dynamic? How much does this person actually want to know me versus whatever else they might be after? Noticing how certain people make you feel, noticing the different ways that you naturally show up in different connections, and let it all just reveal itself to you. And if you're looking for any support with relationships or anything that involves becoming who you actually are, refining your values, and building a life around them, I've dropped a link below. Come chat with me for 15 minutes for free. I'd love to see how I might be able to help you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.